Hello everyone, welcome to my next video. So today we are going to be looking at paper 2, but before we make a start, I'm going to start with what I have on screen. All right. I'm going to be sharing my PowerPoint. Is it PowerPoint here? Let's have a look at okay. Where is the sharing entire screen? That would be easier. Okay. All right, so we're ready to start. Okay. So everyone, today we're gonna go to, okay, I need to type because it's AC, right? Okay. So I hope you can see my slide. Okay. Oh, let's go. My name is Fadhli. I'm from Penang, actually. Graduated from University of St. Mark St. John in Plymouth, United Kingdom. And I enjoy watching series, anime, and that's why you're gonna be seeing all my slides, perhaps in colorful pictures of animes. All right. Well, let's go to next one we have here is the general info of the exam itself. Okay. We have 4 papers basically. Everyone has finished paper 3. Congratulations with your speaking paper. And that is equivalent to 25% of the overall paper. And next one coming up next is our listening paper that will be on the 31st, if I'm not mistaken. And that will be like so next 2 weeks or 2 week, okay. And then listening is also will carry around 25%, and then you have all the chances to get around 50% right about now. And on the second day of the real and on a written SPM paper, that would be the English paper, then you will have 2 more papers to go on that day itself. And then you will have for your reading paper, that will be paper 1, followed by paper 2, the writing essay paper. So my focus here today, ladies and gentlemen, is on paper 2. Right, we're going to be looking at the Kedah trial examination 2024. All right. Number 1 is all about the email writing. Let's have a look at the email. You receive an email from your cousin named Cindy, who wants your advice on an international running event. Hi, I heard you were joining the Bintang International Run. Surprise! I have registered for the 5 kilometer run too. I know you've been participating in many running events for the past 5 years, so I need some advice. So the whole idea of the email is asking for advice. Next one, how can I prepare for the run? That will be C1 over here. I'm gonna put there. And where should I train? The idea of place. And can I know how you keep yourself motivated? So I'm so excited as it will be my first international running event. I'll be waiting for your reply. All right, let's go next one by one. So we got 3 content points. Okay. This is the ways, this is how, ways as well, and this is where. So basically, email question going to be asking about the 5WH questions, how you conduct things, what are the ways or the strategies that you can use. Okay, I love using these 2 words. You have to remember, everyone, my students, ways or strategies. Strategies sounds more a bit formal, but it will actually put you different from other candidates. But we normally say ways, easier, okay, the easy one, but we also have strategies. So for that one later. Now, let's go part 2, everyone. Okay, sorry, part 2. The email question. How can I prepare for the run? Right, I'm going to be using, in my opinion, okay, there are many ways that you can prepare for the run. Okay, in my opinion, so you can start. There are many ways, okay, or strategies, like I said, strategies that you refer pada, I refer pada you lah, that you, how you can prepare for the run. Okay, one of the best ways. Okay, so this one, because they're plural, so they're gonna guna plural form, so jadi are. Okay, so we are changing that one to are. Okay, that you can prepare. Okay, suggested that you use that you can use to prepare for the run. Okay, one of the best ways. Okay, satu dari banyak kena ada as. One of the best ways. Okay, is by prepare. You know, by designing a training schedule, a training and following it to your best. Okay, right, slightly small to you. Okay, so slightly bigger. Right, in my opinion, there are many ways or strategies that you can use to prepare for the run. One of the best ways is by designing a training schedule and following it to your best. So you design a schedule. So this is a training one that you gotta follow. Where should you go? That is the idea of where. Okay. And then how can I prepare for the run? Yes. Okay. Now I'm gonna copy this one, make it another sentence. Okay. It's okay. I'm using my in my opinion. So I'm gonna try something else from my perspectives. Okay, from my perspective, you can start with a small with a short distance which is short distance training first. Okay, so this one you need sengkang can, yeah, with a short distance training. Okay. Okay, choice of short-term training. Okay, I'm gonna say short distance. Yeah, I'm gonna ignore that one. Okay, it's a short distance training. So we do go, don't really far. Okay, it's like we are making a very small step, like okay, and then not like, so just example. Start with 1 kilometer per day. As you go along, you can increase the distance and slowly improve yourself. Right, so suggested word, okay, as you go along, okay, this one you can increase the distance, slowly improve yourself as you go along. Okay, as you go along, okay, this is suggested, all right, okay, a short distance, okay, okay, let's take the one, a short distance one. A short distance training, okay, a short distance training. Okay, so from my perspective, okay, this is two ways I've given you. Okay, now we're going to highlight. Okay, this is the best one you can use. My okay, change to something else is red. Okay, in my opinion, there are many ways or strategies that you can use to prepare for the run. One of the best ways is by designing a training schedule and following it to your best. Okay, so okay, fanboys, remember, so we're going to highlight things that you can use, fanboys. Okay, by designing, okay, and then the word, and so yeah, kena guna fanboys. Okay, next up, what we have from my perspective, this one is also a good linkers that we have over here. You can start with short distance training, for example, as well. Okay, sequence connectors over here. And then as you go along, is another good sequence connector. Okay, I'm going to ignore this one. This part letak bawah je, okay. You can increase the distance and slowly improve yourself. Okay, so we got two ideas over here. Now let's go to C2, everyone. Where should I train? So the idea of place. Normally, when it comes to this kind of idea, we are looking at specific thing or specific place. For example, a gym, perhaps a field, park, gym, field, park, mountain. Perhaps you don't have anything. Mountains. My kids answered mountain in the past. I think should not be a problem. Or maybe at your house, okay, on a treadmill. Okay, treadmill. It should be on the treadmill. Yeah, and then it's this one. Okay, it should be correct. Okay, so we're using my opinion, and then I'm going to try to use the other thing personally. The best place for your training ground, for your training ground. I'm going to put that one for your training ground is gym. Is your local gym. Let's put that way. Okay. This is because bagi sebab this is because a local. Oh, so as a reminder that I'm in the session. Stay in the call. Yeah, I'm still here. Yeah. Okay. Now let's go back to our slide. Okay. This is because this because okay I'm gonna spot. Okay, this is because the gym is well equipped with training equipment. So that one equipment. Okay. Training equipment. Okay. Now I'm gonna give you one more. Okay, so you copy this one. Kita buat lagi. Okay, kita dah buat personally, in my opinion now, from my perspective. Okay, now we change to from my point of view. Let's try that one. Point of view. From my point of view, a perfect change for your a perfect spot for your training would be the nearby park. Okay, the nearby park. This is because always bagi sebab. Okay, this one kenapa dia ni when I okay this message it should not be a problem. Okay, this is because okay would be the nearby park. This is because your local park has suitable track. Okay, it's a suitable track for running. Okay. Besides the surrounded nature will promote positivity during your run. Okay. The surrounding nature will promote positivity during a run. Okay. So we've covered this one. Okay, so we're going to highlight. So from my point of view, this one, fanboys, everyone. We have 4 over here. Try would be the nearby park. Okay, I suka guna this is because okay, your local park has a suitable track for okay this one for. Besides another good linkers over here. Okay, and to promote during your run. Okay. Let's go back to the previous one. Personally, okay. Personally, the best place for your training ground is your local gym. This is because, okay. Selalu kembali kepada this is because, okay. And now let's go to the third C3, okay. Slightly bigger. Excuse me. The weather. Can I know how you keep yourself motivated? This one we're gonna give next one. On a personal note, perhaps you need to find a running buddy who can accompany you during your training. Okay, perhaps you need to find a running buddy who can come. How you keep yourself? Okay, you can suggest. Okay, okay, berarti bagi contoh, for instance, I normally have my best friend who tags along with me during my run. He will keep me motivated and inspire me to push harder. Right, so then okay, let's go and highlight our point. On a personal note, everyone, this is a good linker. Perhaps you need to find a running buddy who can okay during your training. For instance, tadi kita guna for example, now we use for instance. Okay. Now I normally have my best friend who tags along with me during my run. Furthermore, okay, kita boleh tambah kat sini kalau you nak tambah. Furthermore, small h. He will keep me motivated and inspired me to push harder. Okay. And this one, all right, so we have come to the end, okay, of our email writing. Now we're going to combine. Okay, this is the worst thing that we can highlight. In the ping of hell, okay, it's been a month of Sunday since we last spoke. I write this email instead of I write this email, I'm writing this email. Okay, have to be that way, right? Now we're going to, okay, this is our one. Okay, before we go to part 2, let's combine our email, everyone. Okay, we're going to combine our email. Okay, let me just add over here. This one is okay. Let's take it blue. Purple better. Okay. So, baca balik soalan kepada siapa? From your cousin Cindy who wants your advice. So dear Cindy. Tengoklah nama siapa yang ni kan. Okay. So, dear Cindy. So, like I said just now, okay, this one is slightly bigger, and I make it black so that we can read like better, right? Or like black. Hello, stop. How are you? Okay, tadi macam saya kata. I hope you can use short form here. Sebab di email kan dia tidak rasmi. You are in the ping. Okay. It has been a month of Sundays. The S since we last spoke. Right. I'm writing this email to offer you some sound advice. Okay. Your advice on an international running event. Okay, you boleh saling balik je. To offer some sound advice. Alright. And then we go back here. Terus je copy this one, masuk je. Okay, don't be afraid. Email can be one sentence. Don't be afraid as well. And then we go from my perspective. So I copy back. Swing over here. The one person the so local gym. Okay. Okay, kalau you tengok dia akan lebih daripada suggested number of words. Okay, don't be afraid. Okay, macam dia minta 80, you can go for more. Okay, it's not really a sin, but not too much. Okay, maybe around 100. Okay, and this is way more 100 because this is for your exercise. So I nak bagi wording that can help you. Okay. So it's slightly small. Oh no, this is bigger and easier handwriting to read. Okay, I don't really need to highlight everything. No color. Okay, we will highlight again together. Okay, Swan 20 is slightly bigger. It's quite small. Oh no, it's not getting bigger. All right, so let's put it 26. Oh lah. Okay, everyone, let's put it a bit lower. And then kenapa dia lari? mm, mm, mm. All right, so we have the beginning. Hello, how are you? I hope you are in the thing. It has been a month of Sunday since we last spoke. So this is like macam you punya intro. Okay, so this one I'm gonna put yellow. So this is like your intro for every email. So you've got this one, and then you can recycle for other emails. Okay, since you're gonna be answering only once, so might as well do the best. And then you find me the word to dalam essay. You sambung itu to offer you some advice. This is the purpose. Okay, so dah ada greeting, lepas tu, and then kita kena ada purpose. So I'm gonna put here green. Okay, so over here, let me just take this one. Copy and put it over here. Semua kuningnya. So this one G is your greeting, okay? And then satu lagi untuk G, this one is your purpose, okay? Let's make it hijau, ikut warna tu lah. Hijau, is it this one? Boleh lah, okay. Alright, in my opinion, there are many ways or strategies that you can use to prepare for the run, okay? So we can add, sebab dia mula sekali, so we can use sikit. Firstly, and then in my opinions, kecilkan I, okay, that. Okay, so I'm going to highlight this one, linkers or sequence connector. We're going to use red. Firstly, there are many ways or strategies that you can use to prepare for the run, okay? One of the best way is by, okay, this one is a linker as well, okay? To prepare for the run, so for pen boys, okay? Designing a training schedule and following it to your best, okay? And this one, the word N, okay? Highlight that one and following it to your best. From my perspective, is another good linker as well, okay? You can start with short distance training, for example, you bagi huraian, okay, ingat, ada point, ada elaboration, and mati tak, oh my god, sorry, ada nampak ni, it's my cat actually. As I was going through my old photos, I found these two cats of my own. They passed away, I think years ago. As you go along, okay, this is the good linker as, okay, as ni kita boleh ganti because, you boleh ganti dengan because. So decent, increase the distance and slowly, okay, this one boleh. Highlight and slowly improve your style. Personally, the best place. Okay, this one, ingat, okay, kita nak masuk nombor 2. So, firstly dah guna. So, I cadang guna. Secondly, masukkan juga people. Dia nampak je macam tak cantik. Tapi actually, dia sangat membantu. Okay, so I'm going to highlight this one. Red as well. The best place for your training. Baca balik. Ground is your local gym. This is because, highlight that one, is well equipped with training equipment. From my point of view, okay, this one highlight as well. A perfect spot for your training will be the nearby park. So kita bagi 2 jawapan kat sini lah. Actually satu je dia nak. Okay, this is because, sama juga, it's a good linker. Your local park has a suitable track for running. Besides, okay, the surrounding nature will promote positivity during your run. On a personal note, okay, this one. Okay, nak masuk benda lain kan? Okay, so we can put thirdly, comma, or lastly. Up to you. Mana-mana pun tak apa. So the last point, okay. Perhaps you need to find a running buddy who can accompany you during your training. For instance, this one, tadi dah guna for example, so kita tukar jadi for instance. I normally have my best friend who tags along with me during my run. Furthermore, he will keep me motivated and inspire me to push harder. Okay. So jangan lupa fanboy semua tu. Okay, alright. So ayat last untuk ending. I'm looking forward to reading your reply. Ini yang paling senang lah everyone. And it's a good phrase for email or letter because it sounds at the same time very informal but actually very English. I'm looking forward to ada ing pasti ya, to reading your reply, to receiving your reply. Okay. All right. So this is your ending. Okay. I'm gonna put this one as yellow. Okay. GPE. Okay. Great Purata English. Macam tu. Okay. This one, oh no, so tadi ada intro, kita kawan dia lagi lah. Suppose something blue, okay. This one, paste that one, okay. And this one will be the ending, okay. This one is blue, ada biru. Oh, tak biru sangat. Boleh lah. Okay, so GP, greeting, dengan purpose kena ada, and then last one E, okay, is your ending. So yang warna merah semua adalah EC lah dekat tengah ni. Okay, so we have firstly, and then you go for secondly, and last thirdly or lastly. All right, so I hope this can help you when you are trying to write your email. So I've used a lot of linkers around here, which will make your essay flow smoothly. At the same time, people can, have a way to look for your points, and examiners, I think, will find it easy to follow. That is the most important thing. And when you have all these, your O will be better marks. At the same time, perhaps the full mark for you. Okay, so have a look, go back, baca balik. Okay, this is a good opportunity to read again and again. Now, let's go to part 2, everyone. So part 2 over here is a question your class has been discussing people's attitude towards the environment, especially the habit of throwing rubbish in public places. Your teacher has asked you to write an an essay about the matter. In your essay, you should write about C1, ada labels saya siap dah. Why some people litter. Kenapa orang buang sampah. Number 2, the effects when rubbish is thrown everywhere. There are going to be a lot of effects, okay? And C3, how to encourage the public to keep the environment clean. Right. For email, it's quite straightforward, and now we have a few things that we need to cover. So the intro around here, normally, I teach my student, kita ambil interpretasi soalan. That is one style, okay? We're going to try that style first, okay? So your class, so kita boleh cakap, my class, paling senang, has been talking about, has been discussing people's attitudes, has been discussing, okay, let's take that one. Ayat ada balik. Discussing people's attitude towards the environment, especially, is it especially the habit, comma, especially the habit of throwing rubbish, in public places. Throwing rubbish in public spaces. Ini benda lain, perkataan lain kan. So this one, sebab dia satu attitude je. Okay, bolehlah ada S. Okay, so lepas tu kita masukkan ayat ni in this essay. Alah, semua orang tanya mati ke tak? Tak mati. Alamak, okay. I have to answer this one. Okay, later lah I answer. Oh my God. Yeah, pass away the cats actually. Okay, I've got these two cats actually. Nama is Sulaiman and another one is Dawood. From the same mother, but they were given birth not from the same father, I guess. Okay. These two cats actually were really friendly, approachable, easily, not gonna be docile, but very active at the same time. They love to travel to different places, to neighbors' house, and then they came back at night. And because of that, these cats has been well favored by my neighbor, Mr. Tan. And then yeah, I he loved having these cats around his house because he doesn't have his own. So having ours over there, keeping him in company all the way. I love the way that he treats our cats. But sadly, the cats, one of them I knew had an accident. That was one, and then another one. I think that was like a disease or something. Yeah, I didn't know what it was called. Okay. 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 Now in this essay, I will write about. Okay. Let's go for why some people litter. Why some people litter? Mengapa orang buang sampah? Number two, the effects when rubbish is thrown everywhere. The effects when rubbish is uncountable everywhere, everyone. So tidak ada rubbishes. And lastly, kenapa? Everywhere. Salah je ke? Everywhere. Okay. Next one. And how to encourage the public to keep the environment clean. Okay. How to encourage. And lastly, and how to encourage the public to keep the environment clean. Right, in this essay. So, the first one daripada ayat tu, you ubah je pronouns, and then you have to remember this one. In this essay, I will write about. This one, salin balik je. Okay, I'm going to put for C on yellow, is the introduction. Everything is here, introduction. Masukkan point awal. Remember, part 2 essay is like we are moving from email, is a slightly formal, but not too formal, but we are heading to another spectrum of part 3. So, dia macam tengah-tengah punya essay. So we can be very straightforward macam ni. You don't have to go thinking of outside of the box at the same time because it's clearly an easy way for your introduction. My advice. Okay. Now let's go to one by one. Okay. Why some people litter. I'm going to copy this one sebab kita akan buat dalam bentuk point everyone. So we're going to put here why some people litter. And then the effects when rubbish is thrown everywhere. The C2 kita dah label tadi, masukkan dekat kotak kita ni. And next one everyone, how to encourage the public to keep the environment clean. Okay, let's put in our third box. There you go. All right, so sentences, these are suggested sentences. Okay, I'm not going to say this is a perfect. Okay, why some people litter. Number one, irresponsible, because they are irresponsible people who do not care about the environment, okay, or our mother nature. Okay, why some people litter? Because irresponsible people, okay, people who are less cautious. Okay, these people actually are less cautious saja when it comes to saving the environment. Okay, why other things came? Why some people litter? Because they feel they are lazy actually. Why people litter? People lazy to find rubbish bins, or to lazy to find, or to first before throwing. Okay, at the right place. Okay, yes, what so lazy to find rubbish bins. So where they, okay, to throw in the right place. Yeah, okay, place. Okay, for example, to keep their malas and simpan sampah, so they just throw it away. Yeah, it's a really bad effect. Okay, now the effect when rubbish is thrown everywhere. So number one is actually, we call it as, I love to use this one, land pollution. Excuse me, land pollution. Okay, our land is filled with rubbish, and the scenery is affected, and bad smell or odor will be produced. Okay. So, apa lagi effect rubbish when it's thrown everywhere? Okay, land pollution. That is one thing that we can say. Land pollution. Our land is filled with rubbish. Okay, and when rubbish is not in control, we will have plastic pollution. So we will have plastic pollution. When waste or rubbish is not properly, satu L, it's not properly, what do we call, manage the plastic, and the abundance, kelebihan, abundance of, kenapa salah, oh tak ada N, yeah, the abundance of plastic waste and rubbish can cause plastic pollution. Okay, this can make the drain, okay, start, okay, and slowly the stagnant water, and slowly the water cannot flow smoothly. So eventually the drain will become a breeding ground for mosquitoes, as the water is stagnant, tak bergerak. Okay. Eventually, the drain will become a breeding ground for mosquitoes as the water is stagnant. Okay, air tak bergerak kan, bertakung. So this is the effect of rubbish when rubbish is thrown everywhere. Masuk longkang. Okay, how to encourage the public to keep the environment clean? Quite challenging, I say. Okay, kita normally how to encourage the public is actually encourage, kita nak galakkan macam rakyat untuk keep the environment clean. Okay, make sure we do, okay, paling senang campaign lah, people, campaign. So the government can continuously. So I macam bosan asyik budak akan cakap tapi benda tu betul, can continuously promote the benefits of keeping the environment clean through campaigns. Okay. Number 2, more competitions among citizens. More competitions, or what do you call, more competitions or public activities among citizens, like the best neighborhood contest or send us your rubbish, can be organized Okay, bila ada benda-benda ni, this is to raise awareness. Kita nak tingkatkan kesedaran. Okay, ini yang paling senang lah. The school, actually dia kena ada pihak lah. The school can provide shoot, for example. Okay, macam ni lah. Right. Nice. And perhaps that we can organize again, or perhaps organize more Earth Day celebration. This one, okay. Selalu satu je kan, satu tahun sekali. Instead of the international one, perhaps we can organize something more local and frequent. Yes, dia kena kerap lah, takkan nak tunggu bulan 10 baru nak selamatkan ni. Okay, something like that. All right, so we got a sentences over here. Responsible people who do not care about the environment or our mother nature. These people are less cautious when it comes to saving the environment. When it comes to, dia kena ada ing lah. It's not the phrase that you have to memorize. Okay, lazy to find rubbish bins or to keep the rubbish first before throwing in the right place. Land pollution, that is one of the biggest thing that could happen. Okay, and then abundance of plastic pollution at the same time, right? So the government can continuously promote the benefits of keeping the environment through campaigns, more competitions or public activities among citizens, like the best neighborhood contest or Santa's Your Rubbish Day can be organized. These can raise awareness. Okay, the school can teach the value of keeping environment clean to students through talks and seminars, or perhaps organize more Earth Day celebration instead of the international one. We can organize something more local and frequent. Lagi banyak kita buat. All right, I think the ending. Okay, normally we use in conclusion overall. Okay, kat sini ada comma. Jarak sikit. Overall, or all up to you. Overall, it is hoped that this noble aim can continuously be monitored by bagi pihak our government by our government in order to promote the idea of saving the environment. Okay, among the citizens. Okay, dia mesti akan buang in order tu, tak payah. Boleh je, it should be no problem. By our government to promote the idea of saving the environment among the citizen. Macam tu je. Bagi harapan lah. Untuk ending kita bagi harapan. Okay. Now, okay, let's read again, okay, one by one. Okay, introduction. Remember, my class has been discussing people's attitudes towards the environment, especially the habit of throwing rubbish in public places. In this essay, I will write about why some people litter, the effects when rubbish is thrown everywhere, and lastly, how to encourage the public to keep the environment clean. So, macam biasa tadi saya kata, this one, masukkan linkers dia dekat sini. We're going to put firstly. Okay, saya akan this one to remind you lah. So kita dah buat kat atas dengan banyak kan tadi. So kita macam recycle saja. Why do some people? Okay, boleh je. This one we use normally. Sekejap, senang. Second. Secondly, Jangan pun dah pening lah. Then last one I use thirdly, comma, or lastly. Depends lah mana yang you rasa nak. Okay. Okay, this one is a very basic linker lah. So, tengah-tengah. Okay. And you can read again. Baca balik macam nak buat ni. Okay. So and then combine all these and you will have your essay. Remember, dia tak payah panjang sangat. Is around 125 page. Okay. Now it's azan. Okay. Let's go to part 3, everyone, slowly. Okay. All right. So part 3, you see the notice on the bar. Let's go. Okay. Write an article describing a genuine friend. Explain why he or she means a lot to you. So this one is C. When. Describe a genuine friend. Okay, so this one C1 dekat sini. Kawan yang original. Why she means a lot to you. This one C2. So tak sini lah. Okay. C3, tell us how you maintain your friendship. And normally dia macam benda satu dua ni sama je. Okay, this one C4. Okay, we have 4 content points. Okay. Right, so have a look. Kedah ni, okay. All right, so now let's go one by one. Okay, saya rasa dia akan panjang sikit. So sorry. This one, I'm gonna copy, make another copy for this one. Kita buat one by one. We do slightly bigger. Delete this one. How to delete this one? Okay. Now let's copy. Okay, let's go one by one. Describing a genuine friend. So describing. Apa ni? Excuse me. Explain why or she means a lot to you. Okay. All right, so we go one by one. Don't worry, don't worry. Okay. 3, how you maintain your friendship. Copy dulu this one. So let's see 3. So I'm going to delete column ni. Row. Excuse me. How you see your friendship in 20 years time. Sorry people. Ya Allah, my spelling. 20 years time. Okay. Okay, so 1, 2, 3. Let's go one by one, everyone. So intro sama juga macam tadi. Copy right from the. Okay, describe a genuine friend. Okay, so normally I memang buat paling basic lah. Firstly, there's nothing. Okay. More important in a teenage life. In a teenage life, or in a teenager's life, in a teenage life or in a teenager's life. Okay, let's counter check everyone. We can always check, okay? In teenage life. Okay, I'm being teenage and young. Okay, in teenage life. Okay, life as a teenager in teenage life. Yeah. In teenage life, yes. There's nothing more important than in a teenage life. More important in a teenage life than having. Then ambil balik ayat dia. Than having a genuine friend. Okay. Personally, remember? Okay. This one. Okay. Then. Oh, tak boleh then. Okay. Personally, I have a best friend. My soul confident. Okay, kawan apa yang ni ya? My soul confident, who is always there whenever I am in trouble. His name is, okay, I'm gonna put siapa, my friend. Boleh lah, Azrain dulu. Okay. His name is Azrain. And okay, let's put full name lah. Muhammad Azrain bin Mustafa. And he goes around with people calling him Ayin. Obviously, when it was his birthday. Alright, so his name is Muhammad Azrin bin Mustafa, and he goes around with people calling him Ayin. So describe. So you kena cerita ke Ayin tu macam mana? So normally kalau orang ni, I suka mula dengan tinggi dulu. Okay. So how we use describe orang punya tinggi, kita ing kan depan dia standing. And we haven't met for years. Dia tinggi lah juga. Tinggi ke? Okay, let's put standing at 5 feet 7. 7, or you can put 170 cm. Ain is easily, okay, betul masukkan dia punya ciri-ciri, right? Approachable by many. His cordial behavior makes people find him attractive, and not to mention he is good at until he voicing his and candidly. Okay, maksudnya dia tak adalah cakap lepas. Dia standing at, okay, not he, okay, dia macam tambah je. It's good at, okay, let's go one more. Standing at 5 feet 7 or 170 cm, Ayin is easily approachable, senang didapati by many. His cordial, sangat friendly behavior makes people find him attractive, and is good at voicing his thought carefully and candidly. Candid ni macam pada cover. Ya, tak adalah cakap macam lepas macam aku ni kan, dia macam cover lah, okay. Some people actually love, when people can really voice things more personal, okay, rather than you throw out in the open. Yeah. Right, so we have used this one. Okay, kita kena highlight. Remember, people, highlight, so to remind ourselves. Okay, let's change everything to black. Better. There's nothing more important in teenage life than having a genuine friend. So personally, dia tak nak berbual, kita berbual juga, okay. My soul confident is day whenever I'm in trouble, okay. His name is Manin, and he goes around with people calling him Ayin. Standing or citizen, or okay, fanboys. He's easily approachable mind boy, okay. Makes fine very attractive, and is really good at voicing his thoughts carefully and candidly. Reason why he or she means a lot. Okay, on a personal note. So this one, saya suka guna on a personal note. Sebab ini ada diri. On a personal note, means the world to me due to numerous valid reason. I suka cakap macam ni dulu. Firstly, by the way, the word firstly. Firstly, he is always there. Ya Allah, there through. This is another good one, everyone. Through my ups and downs. Besides, he offers his listening ear and a shoulder for me to cry on whenever the world turns its back on me. Yeah, I mean, like, when the universe strike you out of your comfort zone, you need somebody to rely on, and this is your friend that you go to. Right, so beside he offers a listening ear and a shoulder to cry, and a shoulder for me to cry on whenever the world turns its back on me. Yeah, that's one thing. So sebab itu buat firstly, so kita ada secondly. So secondly, so satu dia sangat ni, okay, he means the world, he is my rock. Dia rock ni macam there for you all the time. He is my rock, and he understands me better than my parents or family. I know that I can count on him and count on him. Okay, should be enough. Okay. All right, so let's make it slightly bigger, everyone, so that everyone can read properly. Besar sangat. Okay, let's put 22. Better. Okay. Okay, everyone, let's go for this. Cuba lari ya. Tak cantik. Boleh lah. Saya nak bagi dia nampak semua. Ya, macam ni. Okay. Now, let's go next one. Up. Ya Allah, sorry people. Okay, so we use on a personal note. Okay, so this one we highlight. Iron means the world to me due to numerous valid reasons. So this one, saya suka due to this one. You bagi dulu macam ni. Maksudnya kita jangan cakap direct. Apa sebab dia? Kita cakap ada banyak sebab dia macam ni. Sebab satu, macam tu. One by one. Okay. Due to numerous valid reasons or due to many valid reasons. Pilihlah mana-mana yang nak. Nanti lepas ni kita guna yang lain. Firstly, he is always there through my ups and downs. Okay. Ups and downs ni banyak lah. Actually, you can use ada banyak. Kalau kat budak I bagi through apa kita panggil? He is always there to my ups and downs. Smoke and fire boleh juga. Thick and thin. Okay. Mana-mana pun boleh. Mana you rasa yang best lah. Okay. Besides, okay, it's another good linkers. Don't forget, use it. He offers listening ears and a shoulder for me to cry on whenever the world swings back on me. Okay. Then tadi ada firstly pun nak cakap. Okay. And firstly, and then we have secondly. This one is my rock, and he understands me better than my parents or family. I know that I can count on him. Okay. Okay, maybe in this one boleh masuk linkers kalau you nak. And all the more reason that I say all the more reason that I know. Is that I know. All the more reason that all the more reason that I know all the more reason that I know I can count on him. Okay. More reason is another good linkers. Okay. All right, done that one. Okay, and then let's go next one, everyone. Okay. Let's go part 2. Okay, so how you maintain your friendship. Okay, so normally kalau kita ni, it is, normally saya bagi ayat lain, it is worth highlighting that friendships can be maintained. Kita buat macam dulu, bagi general. Ya, bagi general. It is worth highlighting that friendship can be maintained through many strategies. Remember, yang we say is strategies. Okay, masukkan. Okay, one of the best ways, okay, is, atau the by, is by being honest in your friendship. One of the best, ada the, tak ada the ni, tu kalau buat the. Bagi sebab, or personally, being honest or her, treat your friends with respect and never lie to him or her, no matter how hard hard or difficult the truth is. Okay, this one dia akan cakap dia refer them lah, plural tak apalah. This one dia akan buang lah. Boleh juga, okay, kalau nak buang, okay. Difficult the truth is, okay. Perhaps it is okay. Kita boleh cakap yang pasal idiom pasal pill tu. Pill to swallow. Perhaps it is a bitter pill to swallow. But why not you take one for the friendship? How hard? Okay. Perhaps why not you take one? Perhaps why not take one for the friendship? Okay. How you see your friendship in 20 years time? This one, okay. I suka bagi bayangan when it comes to never things that you never really realize. Okay, we can always talk about if I were Harry Potter. You can put this one. If I were Harry Potter, I would wave my wand, my magic wand, and wish. I would wave my magic wand and wish for our friendships to blossom, double S, to blossom even stronger than before. 20 years time, I wish will always be there for me and find comfort in my presence, as he knows that I will always be a safe ground for him to express himself and be self openly. In 20 years, I wish that my friend will always, okay, despite the probability we will use would, okay, would always be there for me and find comfort in my presence, as he knows that I would always be there, be that I would that I will always be a safe ground for him to express himself openly. Secondly, okay, secondly, oh no, let's put something even though we are separated by geographical factor, the advanced advancement of technology has made the world an easier place. Communicate to communicate by a geographical factor, to communicate and keep in touch. Okay. For example, I see myself wishing wishing him for example, I see myself wishing him happy birthday and its celebration for every single year to come. For every single year to come. And how I wish and how I wish he would return the favor. Tak ada S. Okay. Alright, so wow, okay. This is macam too much, macam cinta lah pula. Tapi okay, tapi okay lah. I think if you want to do for perempuan macam senang sikit kot. Laki macam susah sikit nak fikir. Alright, so I think that's about it. Just answer the question and perfectly put everything in order. Nada cantik lah pula. Sayang people. 22. Yeah, better. Okay. All right, so it is worth highlighting. Okay, now let's read together how you maintain. Okay, I love you to start with that friendship. Highlighting. So this one is a good linker. The friendship can be maintained through many strategies. One of the best way is by being honest in your friendship. Best way is by plus to ing. Personally, being honest, okay, can make your friendship stronger as you treat your friends with respect and never lie to them, no matter how hard or difficult the truth is. Okay, so okay, as okay, it's a good link as well as and fanboys. Okay, to them, no matter how hard or difficult the truth is. Okay, this one. Okay, fanboys. Guna. Perhaps. Okay, I used perhaps. I say guna perhaps use like macam is imagining thing. It is a better, perhaps, even is, perhaps it is a better, perhaps, Tamaski, I understand it is a better pill to swallow, but why not? Oh, sorry. Okay, no, we are still there. Stay in the cell. Call cell block. Okay. The better to swallow, but why not? So this one highlight, but why not? But why not? But why not take one for the friendship? Okay, you put on game. If I were Harry Potter, so this one is another good linker juga. To blossom even stronger than before. In 20 years, I wish that my friend would always be there for me. These one linkers. Okay, the fanboys. And find comfort in my presence, as he knows that I will always be a safe ground. As I will always be safe ground, be a safe ground. As I will always be a safe ground for him to express himself openly. Even though we are separated by a geographical factor, the advancement of technology has made the world an easier space to communicate and keep in touch. For example, I see myself wishing him a happy birthday and eat celebrations for every single year to come from now on, and how I wish he would return the favor. So fanboys, actually kita guna, tapi we don't really see that one coming. Okay. Alamak, sorry. Allah Akbar. Sorry, people. Okay. And how I wish we return the favor to cement our everlasting friendship. Okay, I think that's about it. It's just a good one. Okay. Now let's go question 4, everyone, very quickly. So friendship. I love writing about friendship. It reminds me how what's wrong with people calling him Ian, standing at 5'7" or Ian. He's easily approachable by means attractive and is good at voicing his thoughts carefully and candidly. On a personal note, the world to me due to numerous varied reasons. Firstly, he is always there through ups and downs. Okay, smoke and fire, thick and thin. Okay, now let's go to report writing. All right, so report has been coming out for the last 2 years, 2022 followed by 2023. Perhaps this year we are coming back to review. We do not know, okay, but we just have to prepare ourselves. Thank God at the same time, the format is no longer in one of the marking criteria. So basically, everyone, you don't have to worry about the format of your report, okay? Kids has been asking me, okay, so should I write this way or that way? Either way would do fine for me as long as you write something. Okay, itu yang paling penting. Tulis tu paling penting. Okay. Tak kisah macam mana pun. But in my defense, okay, my defense, I have to say that a report has to be a very formal one. And when it comes to formal writing, there are certain words that you can use and you cannot use. And that is why I'm going to explain it today. Okay, let's go one by one through this one. So question 4, everyone. Recently, the Consumer Club in your school conducted a survey on the students' spending habit. Well, belanja kat sekolah banyak. Actually, very expensive nowadays. As the secretary of the club, your teacher has asked you to write a report on the findings. Okay, actually very senang. Okay, now label content point first. Remember, C1 is share the details on what students spend the most on. It could be on food, on clothes, entertainment, games, Books. Okay. That is really straightforward answer. Explain what influences student spending decision. Definitely superstar, supermodel, TikTok offers. I will be influenced as well. Suggest way to improve students' financial literacy. Well, government can organize. Same thing. Attend the course. Make a piggy bank. Have a small aim, right? So these are very simple things. Okay, now let's go one by one, everyone. Okay, kita akan buat satu per satu. Okay, number one, share the details on what students spend the most on. Share the details. Okay, share the details on what students spend. Share the details on what students spend the most on. On what students spend the most on. Okay. Like that. Okay. Explain what influences student spending decision. Explain what influences students spending decisions. Lastly is suggest ways to improve students' financial literacy. Suggest ways. Ya, ways. Apa yang saya kata? Kalau ways, ada satu lagi. Strategies. Okay, so tukar-tukar lah, okay. To improve students' financial literacy. Kataannya tinggi juga ni. And actually macam dahsyat juga kataan dia ni. Okay, now let's go one by one, everyone. Suggest the details of what student. Okay. So this one has to be a formal one. So my advice is to start with something very easy. Firstly, student, so no short form, remember? Student, copy balik, spend the most, spend what? Spend their money mostly on their entertainment. For example, students will likely buy the latest comics books. Okay, form of escapism. Okay. In addition, those movies he enjoy. The cinema. Okay. The other on the first screening. Is it wrong? On the other hand, was latest food of viral restaurants. Salah. Okay, don't worry. Okay, the latest food of viral restaurants in the town. This makes them. Okay. Secondly, okay, there are numerous factors that influence students' spending decisions. One of the prominent factors paling penting is influence virtual influencers. Virtually influence to obtain the same standard. Let's find the S. Okay. All right. So suggest ways to improve student financial literacy. Macam biasa saya kata. Thirdly, many parties should work together in order to improve students' financial literacy. For example, the government can organize campaign, paling senang, okay? More campaigns in addition. Be embedded class as teachers this opportunity healthy spending habit. Ways how to okay. All right. So basically, I answered everything here. So now let's go again. Okay. So now, macam saya kata tadi, firstly, always use this one formal. Students spend their money mostly on entertainment. Tak payah dia. Okay, buang on entertainment. For example, okay, student will likely buy the latest comic books as a form of escapism. Okay, beli as a form of escapism. Okay, nak relax, lari-lari. Okay. In addition, those moviegoers will like, in addition, okay, I tak guna besides sebab dia formal. So, kita guna in addition. Those moviegoers will likely enjoy their first screening of the latest movie in cinema. On the other hand, students also prefer to enjoy latest food or viral restaurants in the town. This makes them sometimes overly spend as they never prioritize their spending habits. Okay, so all right. Okay, on the other hand, boleh juga. On the other hand, macam dia tak rasmi. So, kita jangan guna ni. Kita guna however, however, on the other hand, however, student also prefer, sebaliknya. So, this is actually tambah point kan, point yang lain. So, sorry, jatuh kan. Okay. We can put, okay, let's say we put, furthermore is quite formal here. Okay, furthermore, okay, students, them, sometimes this makes, okay, very formal. Okay, or, okay, linkers, it's a good one, okay. And as, okay, as they never prioritize their spending habits, okay. Tak faham kenapa dia kata the late enjoy the. Yeah. Okay, secondly, okay, so it's very formal one. There are numerous factors that contribute that influence student spending habit. One of the prominent factors is virtual influences such as artists or their favorite superstar, their favorite crush superstars. These influencers will promote the latest trending items like bags or phones, which eventually influence the teenagers to obtain the same standard as their idols. Many parties should work together in order to improve student financial literacy. For example, the government can organize more campaigns to encourage and teach students proper ways how to spend their money on. In addition, a special unit or subtopic can be embedded in the class as teachers can take this opportunity to promote a healthy spending habit. Okay, so nampak tak very simple, tak payah panjang, relax saja, okay? Okay, you continue highlighting so this one. One of the prominent factors is okay. This influencer like bags, okay, like ini bagi contoh, or phones, okay, which eventually influence, okay, as the idols, okay. Semua yang merah-merah ni kita bagi linkers kena ada. Kita nak dapat 5. In order to improve student financial literacy, for example, okay, more student proper ways help spend your money. Okay, in addition, right, or okay, spend your money. I don't understand kenapa this one. Okay. All right, so we are coming to the last question, everyone. Part 3, question 5, last one. You are writing a story for an online magazine. The story must begin. Okay, let's counter check. Kita masih lagi online, okay. Sorry, Maria. Okay. Must begin with the following sentence. We could not remember anything and was confused when she looked at herself in the mirror. Okay. Your story describe what happened that made V lose her memory. Satu, write the struggle V went through and the people who supported in her life. Okay. In first story, nak dapat markah, number 1, you have to copy the whole sentence that is given to you. Begin. Okay. So this one adalah C1. So berapa kita kira? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and 16. So 16 words have got to be in your first sentence. That is 1. C2 is the pronoun. Pronoun dia adalah V. So V, okay, tak sini lah, she lah. So kena perempuan lah, make sure dia guna pronoun yang betul. C3 adalah describe what happened that made V lose her memory. Kena ada something yang ni terantuk ke, kena langgak dengan anjing ke, apa-apa lah. Yang bersesuaian lah. Write about the struggle went through and the people who supported her. Okay, so next one mesti ada people. So kat sini C, 5. Banyak point kali ni. So 5. So people plural lah. So maksudnya kalau dalam SPM ni sometimes dia kata seorang pun boleh terima, it depends. So my advice is kalau dia kata people, bagilah people. Alright, so for 5 points. Okay, story is not we can write anything we like. Actually, you don't have to struggle to write one by one. It takes time sometimes. Okay, so let's go one by one. So 1, 2 dah gabung. Okay, tapi guna. So let's do 3. What happened that made you lose her mind? Okay, so this one. So what made V lose her mind? That would be C3. Okay, the label C3. What about the struggles we went through? The struggles she went through. And the people who helped her along the way. In her recovery. So, in her recovery. Okay, let's go one by one, everyone. What made me lose my mind? Okay, so this one I'm going to put in sentences. Okay, she was running low on her energy as if she was too occupied for doing her homework. She forgot to consume proper food that made her unconscious. She suddenly apa ni? Pass out. Okay, pass out when she walked to school. Okay, and what else that we got? There are a lot of things. Okay, make you lose your memory. Okay, she was in an accident. You can see that one. She was in an accident. Okay, there's so many things. So the struggle she went through. Okay, so struggle so many things. She forgot herself. She forgot herself totally. Her name, her family, and backgrounds. Okay. She lost her voice, for example. That is the struggle. She lost her voice. She lost her voice. So couldn't speak properly. Yeah, because she lost her voice. Okay. Her feet, her legs were badly affected due to the accident. Okay. Struggle, hospitalized. And that's why she was paralyzed. I'm gonna talk about paralyzed. Okay, paralyzed, temporary paralyzed, temporary paralyzed. Means US and Z lah, apa Z. Okay. I think banyak sebab the struggle. Okay. Couldn't reach couldn't reach out to her family. Okay, no contact details, was taken as a hostage. Okay, all right. Her newfound family, her new friend, her enemy, perhaps. Okay, yeah, we never know. Actually, enemy could be the person who would be there, to support you. Different people. Okay, her enemy, perhaps. Okay, these are the things. Okay, and then okay, now I'm going to write to you beat. Okay, so try to get you started. Okay, merah dah. Okay, let's try something. I want to go with. Okay, aku suka warna apa? Biru terang sangat. Let's go with. Oh my god, we need more colors. Orange ada tak? Not too bright. Okay, let's biru ni lah. Okay. Tak cantik boleh lah. Okay. We couldn't walk properly as she was badly injured in the hit and run accident. It all happened so fast that she could barely remember the plate, the registration, the car registration number. Drench. Dreaded. Okay, as she was left alone, drenched in the dreaded death of the decaying energy from her weary body. For any compassionate to So 5 minutes had passed, no one was willing to give a helping hand, as people had noticed. A sudden came to her rescue. her 9-inch. To his hospital. Alright, so I the buat dekat actually. Okay. So we couldn't walk properly as she was badly injured in the hit and run accident. It all happened so fast that she could barely remember the car's registration number. As she was left alone, drenched in the dreaded death of decaying energy from her weary body, dia sangat lemah, tenaga makin berkurangan. She called for help and shouted at the top at the top of her lungs. Top of her, I think that the S, top of her lung, top of her lungs. Done. Asking for any compassionate presence to people around the area. 5 minutes passed, no one was willing to give a helping hand, as people had noticed how gruesome, sangat scary actually, the accident scene that we was in. All of a sudden, an angel from above heaven came to her rescue. Her knight in shining armor, James, rushed to the scene, and out of nowhere, and carried her cautiously to his car. James drove fast to the nearby hospital for this haste treatment as she was losing a lot of blood. Okay, well, this is the people. Apa jadi kat dia? So the struggle, she lost her voice, and you can make an ending. Maybe actually yang langgar tu adalah James. Okay, that she was in. Okay, right. This one armor UK that she was in. Okay. And macam I cakap tadi, and the ending you could have like actually James confessed towards the end actually. So she was so he responsible for these unexpected turn of event. So what he did is to to repent at the same time to repay. It's like 100 steps to make sure that V is able to be on her 2 feet again. Yes. And it is a start of a new beginning for V actually, that she's trying to learn and to make sure that she's comfortable around being a handicap maybe as you go along the story. Okay, right, you can take this one for it's like for example that you can have more of your writing. Okay, so basic story we covered how you should write and what should you write. Okay, and then just make sure that you have everything that I told you. Okay, slide. Okay, like this. All right. On her G, she was too occupied doing her homework. She forgot to consume proper food that made her unconscious. Pass out. She passed out. She passed out. Unconscious. Yeah, unconscious. Okay. Ill. Okay. All right. So basically everyone. So I show you a few things here all of a sudden. All these are the things that you can use in your essay. If you go for story, go for this one. If not, just go for article or report, which is way easier. Okay. All right. I hope that I've done justice in this session, that you can follow how I teach you. Okay, you can always reach me there, my name there, maybe WhatsApp ke Telegram. You can ask the company or the people there or anyone, okay? And I am willing to share you the slides. All right, so let's just hope everything is clear one by one, part one, part two, and part three, and then question 1, 2, 3, one by one, okay? So this one can actually help you every single way. And I pray that you will do well, score well in your SPM examination, as this is one of the struggles that you have to go through in order for you to achieve a better and brighter future. I pray for all the best. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you to the organizer for everything that they have done for me. And I'm blessed to be chosen. And I really hope that I can continuously provide my support and ideas, share what I know, perhaps, and help people what I can. Thank you so much, everyone. Okay, it's not Kelantan, people. This one I have to edit Kedah. Okay, Kedah from 2023. Thank you. Right, I'm going to stop sharing my slide. Okay. So and stop presenting. All right, everyone, good luck. Assalamualaikum.